Yeah, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. There go, there go. What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good? It's your man Theo Butler. We live. We live. Miles Morales is generating a lot of energy. Oh my goodness, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I heard the actor. He want to play Miles Morales. You're a little young and you're a little long in the tooth. I get it. That voice sound young as I don't know what. So does mine. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna let you play Miles Morales live, my boy. I don't think they're gonna let you do that because you're grown. I know you're short, you like me. You know, but you're not high school. That went out the door with your movie. Dope. That's when you should have got that movie. When you did dope. You ain't it's not gonna happen. Miles Morales. I like Miles. I like Miles, but it's a lot of controversy being generated around Miles. It's a lot of controversy being generated around Miles. Let's see here. You got some people just upset because he's Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man, and then you got Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man, then you got Spider-Man. You got the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, and then you got Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's everybody and their mama want to be Spider-Man these days. Everybody and their mama want a whole bunch of Spider characters right here. Now, Miles' situation is a little bit different and unique in and of itself. People are not really thinking about it on the. I'm just gonna say I don't believe when it comes to Miles Morales. Remove all the emotion, remove all the hype, remove all that. I don't believe people think about that character. I don't believe. I don't believe people think about that character like they should, not in the manner in which they should. It's more complicated. It ain't as simple as, oh, well, this, that, there, and the third. The ethnicity is that, the race is that. They made a mistake from the very beginning. And it's something that I keep chirping at. And people like, sometimes simple is simple. They got Miles wrong from the very beginning. Now, I get it. Miles, if this were the ultimate universe, we don't have to, we could just say Spider-Man, ultimate Spider-Man, and leave it at that. If we said the ultimate Spider-Man, which, by the way, they could title Miles's comic The Ultimate Spider-Man, we would know that that's Miles Morales. They don't have to keep saying Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Miles is supposed to be the person picking up the mantle for Peter in the Ultimate Universe. Remember, that Peter died. We have stories like this, legacy stories, where the hero dies and someone picks up that hero's name after that. Terry Sloan, let's not act like that. Terry Sloan was the original Mr. Terrific. Like, I'm going to tell the truth and saying the devil. Terry Sloan was the original Mr. Terrific. He was. Michael Holt came along way down the line. I had the comic book in which Mr. Terrific was killed. They were on the Justice League satellite. It was a hookup, a crossover event between the Justice League and Justice Society of America. And that Mr. Terrific got killed. That's canon. The Mr. Terrific that came in, the brother, he picked up the mantle because he looked up to the dude. That dude was dead. Allah, what happened in the Ultimate Universe? Peter died. There was no Spider-Man while Peter was alive with Peter. It was Peter. Peter died. Miles came along. What wound up happening? Because Miles generated a lot of excitement over there. But understanding that Miles's original purpose was to be in a separate universe where there would be no Peter Parker. He would have been the ultimate, i.e., the one and only Spider-Man. But the Ultimate Universe, that comic line, they generated a lot of excitement. A lot of people were excited about that. Do you know how many video games came out of that universe? the X-Men, their PlayStation 2 platform video game, both those games were inspired by the Ultimate Universe. So you got Miles, and as long as Miles, if we had an Ultimate line of comic books, Ultimate line, the Ultimate Avengers, the Ultimate Fantastic Four, the Ultimate X-Men, the Ultimate Spider-Man, that's where Miles would be. Nobody would have any issues whatsoever because there would be no Peter Parker. There would be no Peter Parker. Honestly, we've seen this before. We've seen characters come along where, here we go, prime example. Y'all getting ready to go see Blue Beetle, right? Jaime Reyes, he didn't come along while Ted Kord was still living. He didn't pick up the mantle of Blue Beetle while Ted Kord was still living. Low key, Ted Kord didn't pick up the mantle of the Blue Beetle while the previous Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett, was living. That's not how that works. You picked it up after the person died. That's what happened in the Ultimate Universe. Miles picked up the mantle when Peter died. There's no confusion in the Ultimate Universe. This is the new Spider-Man. The previous Spider-Man is no longer with us. What's going on, Nico? So, you got that. That's different. Different universe. Different timeline. This ain't the 616. So you can't compare Miles, say him being called Peter, being called Spider-Man. That's not the same thing that we've seen anywhere else. As I was telling somebody else, and I said, F it, we just gonna go live. Tim Drake has been Batman. Dick Grayson has been Batman. Hell, Azrael has been Batman. Commissioner Gordon has been Batman. Do you know what Bruce was doing while they were Batman? He was either dead, lost in time, or incapacitated. There weren't two Batmans running around. The other one was gone. Now I get it, but this was a future state Batman with the brother and everything like that, right? Future state. But you get Batman, Black Panther. That's not an army bill. Those are individual characters written individually. That's not the Green Lantern Corps. That's not the Thor Corps. That's not the Captain Britain Corps. That's not what that is. That's an individual. But Miles is even more complicated than that. But yet we can't have two Black Panthers. Shuri was never written to replace T'Challa. No, you're not supposed to have two Black Panthers. Not for an extended period of time. All these characters are written to stand on their own individually, or at the very least they should have been. But now when you have a character that was written to purposely capitalize off another character's popularity, fans aren't stupid. They never have been. Those characters don't work out. They killed Marvel. They brought back everybody in their mama. They've tried to make Carol Danvers Captain Marvel. It's not working. They've tried to make his son Captain Marvel. It's not working. You cannot write these characters and expect them to be taken seriously when all you're doing, for the most part, is copying the original character's story, copy and paste, and saying here. But let's think about Miles, because I want to get deep into it with Miles. Think about this for a second. Miles was written as his own character to stand alone as the one and only Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. That's how he was created. That's what they imagined. That's what they desired. Fans fell in love with him because he was something different. Low-key, he reminded them of Peter. You had brothers and sisters that had wanted to be Spider-Man their whole entire life. but society had told them no, they couldn't. So this character who looks like them would be the one who broke the bridge as far as saying, hey, you too can be Spider-Man. But here's where the creators went wrong. And I'm gonna say this: if you will lie about something simple, imagine what you'll do about something complicated. We have a tendency to gloss over what's staring us right there in the face because our feelings are involved. Get out your feelings, remove feelings. Feelings have you doing some of the dumbest stuff you can do in your lifetime. There are people locked up right now because they embrace their feelings. No. Let's look at this thing logically. Wait a minute. Is it an MCU based off the Ultimate Universe? And if that's the case, we got Peter Parker instead of Miles Morales because it's based off of someone else's interpretation of the Ultimate Universe. You got to understand. Let me finish my spiel before you get jumped up into these questions, because each question is a distraction. This is where I'm the teacher. Keep your hands down until class is over. Then I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you got. I really, really will. I promise you I will. But right now, don't need no interruptions. I apologize for that. I just don't. So here you have it. Right off the rip, the character's name is Miles Morales. There's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. It's not. But it tells you an awful lot about why this character one called Miles Davis. Oh, I get it. It's a copyright thing. Okay, cool. Davis could have been his middle name. We still doing what we want to do. No. That's not what we want to check the boxes for two demographics at the same damn time without giving those demographics the proper respect they are due. We're just going to throw a character at them. Darwin is the same ethnic character as this one. Same character. Where's Darwin at? Darwin is Afro-Latino. Why Darwin couldn't just be Latino? But what is Latino? Why Darwin couldn't just be Puerto Rican? See, I believe in equal energy. They did the same thing with Darwin that they did with Miles. Where's Darwin? All this love that we got for Miles, you should actually have it for Darwin. That's an Omega level mutant. Where's Darwin? Oh, we're not going to talk about Darwin like that because that's too much like talking about Adam Brashear. Both of them are cosmic powered superheroes. They just happen to also resemble. But Miles, off the very rip, they couldn't get Miles right. You know why? Because all Miles was ever created for was a checkbox. He was never created, which is why they having a hard time telling his story as opposed to telling Peter's story. He was not created to stand on his own. He was created to do in the Ultimate Universe what Peter did in the 616, except he was going to do it looking like me and you, which is why, by and large, he's dealing with Peter's rogues gallery, as some people like to refer to as Peter's sloppy seconds. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. What's going on, Mr. Bates? What's going on? That's what Miles was created to do. Miles was created to be a checkbox representation of us and another ethnic group replacing Peter. He was going to do everything Peter did. Who did he wind up taking off? Green Goblin. What? Well, if he keeps taking on Peter's villains, who's he gonna remind you of? Peter. If you got him dating a female that Peter was in love with, well, hell, who is that gonna remind you of? Peter. But look at his name, Miles Morales. I have 2 children, 4 counting my wife. My 2 children have my last name, and I'm not married to either woman. The daughters of my wife, they have their respective father's last name. She's not with them, never married them. How stupid can you be? How gullible can you be? How thirsty, desperate can you be to say, oh yeah, they gave us Miles Morales, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where he has a relationship with his father, not too different from the relationships that many children have with their fathers, regardless of what that father is, regardless of who that child is. Similar problems. What's Miles's daddy's last name? And us, as African American men, we're like, oh, I'm cool with that. You really cool with that? You fine with that? That's you, because that's the representation of you. And think about what they're saying about you as a father that's of color. Your son can't even have your same damn last name. We're gonna kill you off and make you non-existent on the live screen. Yeah, I just related Miles Morales' daddy to Monica Rambeau's daddy. I damn sure did. Who's signing off on it? They didn't even give two damns to get that part right. Let me spell it out for you. If Miles' daddy's last name is Davis, he's faithfully married to Miles' mother. They living in the same damn house. There ain't no way in hell Miles is walking around with somebody else's last name. They didn't even care enough to get that right. The only reason why his last name is Morales is to appeal to two different demographics. That's it. That's it. I like it. I can see what it is at the end of the day and still like it. I can see what it is at the end of the day and want more. I can see what it is. I can like him, see what it is at the end of the day and want better for this particular character. But let's be clear. I do see it for what it is. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. When the first Spider-Man movie, live action, between Sony and MC and Marvel Studios, when that come out? What was that name? What was that name of that movie? Homecoming? Who was in it? Donald Glover. He mentioned Miles. Yeah, mentioned his nephew. What, they give you a cartoon? Cool. Then we had Static Shock cartoon. Somebody asked me the other day. I said, they was like, Thea, I'm just basically tired of the damn cartoons. I'm tired of seeing it in cartoon form. I would really like to see me live action, but as soon as I get me in live action, and I would have thought that was good enough, because when they gave me live action, I showed up and showed the hell on out. But me being live action, that wasn't really what they wanted. So as soon as they had a convenient excuse, and that's what it was, a convenient excuse. As soon as they got a convenient excuse to get rid of me as the lead live action, they kicked me off to the side. Used those of us that claim to be intelligent but aren't as intelligent to say, oh yeah, that's the right thing to do, but turn right around and recast one of their own in a 5-month time frame. You can get rid of me all day. You can misrepresent me all day. And some of me is going to sign off on it, because some of me is just settling. Why some of us so eager to settle and we're in our 20s and 30s, when I and so many of us that are in our 40s and 50s and 60s have said, hell no, we will no longer settle. Just think about that for a second. We settled when we were your age. We were satisfied when we were your age with what we were given. We compromised. We didn't ask questions. We were just, but we here now though. And we didn't have a group that preceded us that had the knowledge that we got preceding y'all. We didn't have that group. We didn't get the benefit of the doubt like that. We didn't get that. We didn't. So honestly, if you know brothers and sisters that's in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that got comic book knowledge, you need to holler at them, because we didn't have that back in the day. We didn't have somebody telling us, oh, this is what the leak read. We ain't have somebody that was old enough to tell us about a Taku. We ain't have somebody old enough to tell us about. You mean a kid killed Eric Killmonger before anybody else put hands on Killmonger? Because ain't nobody else gonna tell you. Who? Who you waiting on to tell you T'Challa's whole story? Who you waiting on? Who you waiting on to tell you that in our culture, in our society, a child not having the father's name, it's really only when it's a deadbeat dad, mama don't get along with him, and he ain't showed up nowhere to sign no type of paperwork. That's what goes on in our culture. We know that. So why we sitting up here talking about, ooh, we got Miles Morales, look at that. I am not representative of the Puerto Rican community, the Mexican community, the Spanish community. But I'm of the mindset they feel the same damn way we feel when it comes to fathers. What's going on, Mr. Ray Smith? What's going on? I'm of the mindset that in that community, it's the same damn thing. If I'm in my child's life, my child got my last name. That ain't even no damn question. That ain't no question. But what does it say about us? And see, this one I like doing this because I'm gonna make y'all feel some type of way. What does it say about you? Because see, I don't identify with black. What does it say about you as a black male when you're fine with that type of representation? You ain't got your father's last name? Why not? Don't his daddy die at the end of the movie? What he crying for? Because watch this. Even in that, if his father dies at the end of the movie, what would he do at that point in time? If his last name don't change to his daddy's last name, then they don't give two damns about this character. It wasn't nothing more than something to pull on your emotional strength. That don't make no damn sense. I've seen us when somebody passed away that we gave two damns about in reality. In reality, I've seen sons, athletes, who their real father weren't in their life, publicly change their last name to the dude who adopted them last name. We've seen that. That's how that play out. It don't play out like this. It don't play out like this. So if it don't play out like this ain't what we do in our culture. What you gung-ho about? If you're gonna be gung-ho about it, stop being upset about certain stuff. Because you're allowing it. You're allowing it. It's supposed to be when you know better, you do better. Today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. And one of the things I told my wife, one of the reasons why I was hesitant to walk into a church early on in my life, because if you know better, if you know better, you do better. And at a very young age, I had already read the Bible. I can't go in the Lord's house playing with him. When you know better, you do better. When you know better, you move differently. I can't play with him. I can't play with his word. It's different if I ain't never read it. It's different when you don't know right from wrong. You got excuses all across the board when you don't know right from wrong. But when you know right from wrong, it's kind of like being pulled over by a police officer. You know damn good well the speed limit was 35. What was you doing? 45? What you finna say? You know how fast you was going? Yeah. You know what the speed limit is? Yeah. What do you say after? What do you say? You know better. Okay. Well, we already know off the rip. Miles Morales. I like him. Good googity moo. I like him. Spider-Man touched my heart. As a kid, I always wanted to be Peter Parker. But society let me know I couldn't be Peter Parker because they were never going to see me like that. Regardless of the glasses, it was just not going to see me like that. So what do we get? Here I am, a grown man. I got gray in my face now. Finally. We got a brother that's Spider-Man. And you didn't, he ain't supposed to be Peter's sidekick. He not. He's not. He's supposed to stand on his own. Okay. Let him stand on his own. Miles Morales, he can turn invisible. He can he can shock you with electricity. This ain't Peter. Okay, well, give me something different than Peter. Give me some villains that ain't got nothing to do with Peter. Nothing. As I said before, I lived in upstate New York. I'm gonna say I lived in the inner city. I did, and I told y'all who my friends were. I didn't have any. That wasn't my crew. That wasn't my crew. We talking about being real. Okay. Well, if you're a part of the black and brown community, I believe gonna tell that story right. Make it make sense, as my brother D Real like to say. Make it make sense. Come on. This ain't Georgia. This New York. Okay. Write it right. That's what's wrong with Miles. That's what's wrong with, they don't care about that character. And in them not caring about the character, you have people getting upset at a character when they need to get rightfully upset at the creative team. See, that's the other thing. You have people, they don't know what they upset about. They get upset about the wrong thing. Oh, no. Your argument is that, honestly, this character, I'm not saying change the character's name. I'm saying take Miles off of it. If the only way I'm looking at this being Miles Morales Spider-Man is if we still got comics out there that said Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. But even with that, we had Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, we had the Amazing Spider-Man, and we had the Sensational Spider-Man. We had 3 different titles. Peter was in all of them. Okay. Okay. So if that's what we're doing, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man. They did this with Sam Wilson over in Cap, right? We had Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America, Sentinel of Truth. That's what you had. We ain't got to put his name up there. No, you Captain America. You Captain America. I got my own issues with a grown behind black man, grown behind brother taking on somebody else's name, because that also ain't what we do in our culture. How many years is Sam vested in his identity? As a veteran, he's a sergeant if we going off of the Ultimate Universe. But now we didn't bump him up to captain. Definitely shouldn't be having no more financial issues. Definitely. But let's stay with Miles. You like Miles? I like Miles. Miles got abilities that Peter don't have. Cool. My question is going to be, when am I going to get Miles without Miles being written like Peter? I think that's a fair story. When am I going to get Miles when his last name makes sense? And this could be a simple retcon. I'm not going to be mad if you make his father Puerto Rican and his mother sister. I'm not going to be mad. That's going to make sense to me. I'm like, okay. What's dad's last name? Morales? Honestly, Spider-Verse, the movie, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for his father to be Puerto Rican. I really love that. But when else? Because I want it to make sense. I want it to make sense. I want this character to be liked. I want this character's comic to be popular. I want to get a live action version of this character on screen. But it's not going to work if it's stupid and you starting off the rip being stupid with the name. If you can't even get the name right, and that's before we get the character design, that's before we didn't wrote our first issue, that's before we didn't published our first issue, that's way before we thinking about doing a damn movie. If you can't even get the character's name right, think about this for a second. Have you ever created a character? I have. Do you know what goes into creating a character? The name ain't that easy, but it's one of the simplest things. But once you get the character's name, you start thinking about what the character looked like physically. How tall is the character? How big is the character? You start thinking about the character's backstory. And all of it, to a degree, has to make sense. People have asked me, they say, Theo, when are you going to come out with another video? You know why I haven't released another video yet in regards to Earth 421? Because I'm doing my damnedest to try and reconcile Eric Killmonger, Sion, and Njobu. That's not easy because it's got to make sense. Because if it don't make sense to the readers, I can forget about trying to do videos on a consistent basis called Earth 421, trying to grow content, trying to grow the numbers over here. Because I'm like, that don't make no damn sense. What did we say about Black Panther? That made no damn sense. Me, as a writer, from his very creation, Miles made no sense. I understood what the intention was. I did. But his creation made no sense. Compare his creation in the Ultimate Universe to Nick Fury's. Compare it. Both were intentionally made characters of color. They both were. But both of them, and both of them got popular, extremely popular, extremely popular. Both of them became extremely popular. Well, what did they do? What did Marvel do with Nick Fury? The original one, the one from the 616, kicked him off to the curb. You rarely heard from him. You rarely heard from him. But what did they do with the Nick Fury that came over from the Ultimate Universe? You rarely heard from him either. I'm of the mindset because they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't want to remind people of the first Nick Fury. They didn't even do the due diligence of giving you a new Shield comic book with the brother. They didn't. They didn't do anything that they felt like was going to remind you of this, of Nick Fury. The Nick Fury I grew up with. The white dude that looked like Reed Richards, except he had a eye patch on. He did. Same hairstyle and everything. Same thing. They didn't do that because he was popular, because he checked the box for two demographics. What's going on, D. Steezel? My moderator. I appreciate him for being up in here always. On the Kamoyo Kid, I feel you. This was last minute. But what happened? He was popular. Well, Nick Fury ain't never been on the same level as Peter Parker. He ain't. But they were like, no, we're not getting rid of Peter Parker. We'll get rid of Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe. That has nothing to do with the Peter Parker in the 616. They're not killing him off. They done made clones of him. That's a sorry-ass storyline. Nobody asked for that. Nobody liked it. We didn't need a return. Watch this. This how gullible Marvel can get you. How many characters did you get out that Clone Saga? You got Ben Reilly and you got Kane. Kane became the what? Right. That's Ben right there. So you mean to tell me that's what you want? Because he dating Gwen, right? He dated Gwen. Had some H-Town going on with Gwen, right? But didn't Peter have some good loving body rocking, knocking boots all night long going on with Gwen too? Are we really saying, well, that ain't the same Gwen? Does it matter? All them damn names out there. This is Gwen from another universe. Does it matter? Miles couldn't get his own? You mean to tell me there wasn't no Maria? There wasn't no Catherine? There wasn't no Esther? There wasn't no Chantel? There wasn't no Keisha? Wasn't none of that trying to get it, Miles? You talking about the dude who wear Jordans to school? Wasn't no Puerto Rican female. He wasn't interested in no Puerto Rican female. Wasn't no sister interested in him. He ain't interested. Really? I'm late to the conversation. What did I miss? No, Mr. YouTube, we just talking about what's really causing issues with Miles Morales, whether you like him or not, what the underlying issue is. And what I've been saying, the underlying issue is they got this character wrong from the jump. And they really don't care about this character like that. They don't. It's money. It's money. They're not doing what they can to make this character stand on his own. Miles just needs more iconic stories and villains, in my opinion. No. That's exactly right. You are exactly right. He needs his own, more iconic heroes. That's what Doc Ock right now. And this is when I look at it like, I really wish people mess with these characters in every form and fashion so they can understand what drives what. Peter's characters are so iconic. They got their own action figures. Who's Miles is who? What villain of Miles has their own action figure? Because Peter, Dr. Octopus, the cartoon version, just got released in a 2-pack with Aunt May, right? They just released a Green Goblin cartoon version. Those are Peter's characters. They are. Where's Miles? Don't say the Spot. Please don't nobody say the Spot. Don't nobody say that, because that's, once again, that's Peter's villain. Don't say nothing to me about the Kingpin, even though he reaches over it, fights different heroes and everything like that. By and large, that's Daredevil's guy, but that's Peter's guy. Where's Miles' guy at? They don't care. They don't care. And now, I've been keeping my peace because I believe everybody, hey man, do your thing. If you want to go see the movie, go check out the movie and everything like that. But know what's going on. Know what you should care about. I'm saying it like this. I look at things differently, and I apologize going in. I'm going to keep up with these notes. 616 was also kicked to the curb because Garth Ennis wrote a Nick Fury miniseries that was borderline racist and sexist. And at the time, Marvel was trying to pitch him to George Clooney. Way to drop that knowledge. Way to drop that knowledge. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Bay, because I was not aware of that. I really, really wasn't. But thank you. I really do appreciate that. Where's Starling? Right. But see, those are the things that I look at. If you don't know, that's different. But like I said, when you know better, you got to do better. And we have had way too many conversations in the past year, ever since he passed away. Ever since he passed away, do you know how many conversations, heated conversations, in-depth conversations we've had about representation? Do you know how many conversations we've had? And since his passing, there have been way too many people irresponsible when it comes to representation, not wanting to get it right, not giving two damns whatsoever, to the point when those of us that know what true representation is speak on it, we get castrated in the media. We get insulted in the media. We get denigrated in the media. Too often by those that look like us, who would rather believe what somebody who does not look like me says, as opposed to somebody that looks like me. Crazy damn thing is, as I said to somebody else, I was talking to my brother, Aaron the Big Word Brinkley. Those of us that look like me don't get enough credit. We cross demographics too. We watch the cartoons. We bought the DVDs. We own them. The Blu-rays we have. We bought the movies. We watched them more than one time. We own the movies. We bought them. Blu-rays, DVDs. At this age, and this should be appreciated, which is one of the reasons why I struggle with cutting it off and everything like that. You would like to think, and I appreciate Nico Bean for alluding to it earlier, you would think that when it comes to looking like this, knowing comic book history, you would think we would get appreciated. No, we don't. Not like comic book historian, not like Comics Explained. And I know just as much as they do, if not more. D-Real knows just as much as they do, if not more. D. Steezel knows just as much as they do, if not more. Mr. Ray Smith knows just as much as they do, if not more. Grand Madam Tarot, we go back with it, but we got to sit back, put on a damn show to prove that we possess the knowledge that they do, which is crazy because we're the ones that give a damn about you. Because if we got to give a damn about us, we got to give a damn about you because you are us and we are you. They don't got to feel like that. I know that's improper English. They don't got to feel like that. They don't feel like that. Meant to say she is cool in my previous comment. Yes, the Kamoyo kid, she is, but I sadly don't see her being pushed outside the comments due to a certain Miles 10 Gwen shit. Exactly. So when we speak on it, I know you like Miles. Hell, I like him. I'm not gonna say I don't like Miles. I just know what the problem is with Miles, and it started from day one. And if you don't call it for what it is, if you allow your feelings for Miles, notice like is a feeling. I like Miles, but my feelings for Miles don't prevent me from calling out the BS when it comes to Miles, which prevents this character from being even more than what he is. Now, here's the sad part. Them doing what they're doing with this character, while it makes them some money, don't make them all the money. You need me to say that one more time? It makes them some money, but it don't make them all the money. But now me, going back to that conversation piece where we talked about representation. If my line in the sand is representation, that's my line in the sand. Theo, what is representation to you? I told you. I want to be seen as me on screen. I want to be represented. I want my love to be represented. I want my people to be represented. I want our flaws to be represented. I want our perfections to be represented. I want our good to be represented. I want our bad to be represented. I want our seriousness to be represented. I want our humor to be represented. I want it all out there and everything like that. I want the balance. I want the balance. I don't want to just see me with locks. I want to see me bald-headed. I want to see me with a fade. I want to see me with a flat top. I don't want to see my sisters walking around and every last sister big up top, big. No, because that ain't how every sister look. I don't want to see a whole bunch of dark-skinned folks because I know that ain't what we got going on too. We got some light-skinned people. I want to see some of us with our hair dyed. I want to see some of us with natural hair color. I want to see some of us with weave. Even the dudes, because I don't know when this became a damn thing, but some of you brothers out there, you don't want to go through the ugly lock phase. Y'all putting stuff in to go, and I would question it, but you got your girlfriends doing it too. So I don't know when that became a damn thing, but it is. We here now, so I want it. I don't want to be pandered to. I don't want my intelligence insulted. I don't want you acting like I don't have a college education. I don't want you acting like I can't read. That I don't want you really patronizing me. It's what I don't want. No. By and large, I want what you got. You got a mermaid, I want a mermaid. I don't want your mermaid. I want my own. See what I just did? I want my own mermaid. Why I gotta have your mermaid? I want a mermaid that I can bring home with me, spend some time with. I don't want to share. I'm selfish. I want my own characters. I want my own character. That's what that is. So I don't want Miles to be. I don't want Miles to remind me of Peter. Spider-Man is enough in and of itself. Is his name not Spider-Man? Yes, that's good enough for me. Does he not have webbing designed onto his costume? Yes, okay. That's enough for me. I don't need you necessarily to be called Spider-Man. Damn sure don't need you to be kicking it with Peter's exes, or those that could have been his exes, or those that are clones of his exes, or those that are basically his ex from another damn year. I don't want that. I don't want you fighting Peter's villains. You ain't good enough to get your own. Because if I got to fight Peter's villains, I'm probably going to wind up kicking Peter's ass. Because why your people keep coming up over here? Why you ain't dealt with Doc Ock yet? Why you ain't dealt with Electro yet? Why you ain't dealt with the Spot yet? Why I gotta keep cleaning up your nonsense, bro? Like, no, dead ass. That would be, and wouldn't that be our mindset? If I gotta keep taking on your folks, why you ain't dealt with your folks yet? You had a 15-year head start on me, dude. Why these folks still running around? Finn Mason, the Tinker, could have been fleshed out on the big screen as an anti-hero. Her and Miles' different takes on justice would have been awesome for a couple to deal with. Because we got the reporter who just wants to report the news, and then we got the husband who actually is part of the news. They seem to make it work. Hell, Bruce, who believes in protecting Gotham, managed to have a relationship and a child with a woman who basically wants to see Gotham burn. Like, they made it work. I don't know how in DC they can make complicated relationships work, but we can't get it right. Well, no, let me not say that. We do get it right for certain couples. We do. We get it right for certain couples. But Miles ain't my favorite Spider-Man, but he's in my top 5 Spider-Man. And see, here's the thing. Y'all would think that based on this right here, that Spider-Man is my guy. My wife asked me last night, she said, well, babe, you ain't really seen the movie. Why do you have so much love for Spider-Man? I said, it's not Spider-Man that I have the love for. And I get how people could be confused. I do. I get it. People would be like, Theo, you got a whole bunch of these folks over here on your wall. I do. But on this wall, Earth 421, these, I don't have the Spider-Verse. I'm sorry. I don't have the Spider-Verse. I love me. And because I love me, I love you, which means I love you, I love we. No. This is not the Spider-Verse. These are the children of Anansi. Yeah, hold that right there. hold that right there. Spider-Verse? No. Children of Anansi. Madam Web, if they make a Madam Web action figure, yeah, I get her. But the person who run this right here, the deity that's responsible for this right here, that right there, it's Anansi. Yeah, and I'm not mad at that. I'm just, in mind, I'm gonna give it up to the Spider God. I know some people like, Theo, man, it ain't always got to be like that. Well, if I don't make it like that over here, who gonna make it like that wherever? Video games Miles is also cool. He is. Y'all would be mad at me, and y'all, listen, y'all have every right to be mad at me when I tell y'all. Hold on, I'm coming. Because y'all got every right to be mad at me when I do this. I told Nico this. Y'all got every right to be mad at me. Y'all got every right to be mad at me. Y'all, you see him, right? In my universe, Miles is called Anansi. I like that. And low key, I like it. He could be called Kid Anansi in the 616. He could be. I said he could have fought Tarantula because that's an African spider. He could fight Tarantula, like, hey, that's my name now. But I never played him. I have as of yet to play him. They ain't still in plastic, but I took the plastic off, D, but I ain't played either one of them yet. I haven't. Anansi is a code name. Anansi. What would that do for that character? What would that do for a demographic? Now I get it. Some people might be like, well, he's part Puerto Rican. I get that. I get that. And if you got a god that's a spider god, I ain't gonna be mad at that name either. Matter of fact, I was gonna keep trying to find a way to combine the damn names to make it stand out. Because what they want him to do is represent both demographics. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. Damn it, get it right. That's the only thing I got. If you want him to represent both demographics, then damn it, get it right. And you're not getting it right because you're pandering. You're pandering. That's all you're doing. And there are people that are going to be so excited that it's a cat that look like them in a Spider-Man costume. That's all they're going to get caught up on. No. True representation to me means I get to stand on my own. I don't need to have anything that reminds people of Peter. I need to be Miles. He needs to be retconned. And I know Theo, I like, damn, dude. He needs to be retconned. Because the retcon that I'm looking for is simple. The retcon that I'm talking about don't take much. The retcon that I'm talking about would get him pointed in the right direction, because that retcon would mean that whoever had the nerve, the audacity, the gumption, the courage, the fortitude to do it really gives a damn about that character. And it needs to start with flipping the ethnicities of his mother and father. Flip it. Flip it. But with Theo, what do we do about his brother? You talking about the Prowler? Why that can't be his mama's brother? Retcon it. Retcon it. Retcon it. Marvel's Anansi was the first Spider-Man in the 616. They need to make it happen again. Oh, Anansi would have worked in the 616. Yeah, absolutely. D. Diesel, the same can be said for other heroes of the same gen, like Miss Marvel, Moon Girl, or others, but Marvel doesn't want to put effort building iconic villains for them. Facts. And what do we say? Like, every comic book person knows this. And when I say comic book person, those of us that read comics, because it was those of us that read comics that was upset they were killing off the villains in the movies. Why? Because we understand a hero ain't worth a damn without a great villain. We were championing that. We were blowing that horn. Stop killing them off. Stop killing them off. Stop killing them off. Casual fans like, great movie. No, it's not. Because you running out of villains. This is a reoccurring villain. You don't kill them off. That villain either gets away or gets captured. Killed off? No, that's not what we do. But you can't tell that to some people. They don't really care. That's why I look at people in the boardroom. I'm like, you don't really want your money. You see your money is bleeding out. But because the person that's giving you bad advice looks like you're willing to keep taking chance after chance after chance, because you don't want to trust how dare you trust your multi-billion-dollar business to someone who don't look like you, who's not the same gender as you. You're not going to do that. No, you're more comfortable taking an L with the devil you know, as opposed to getting that W with the angel you don't know. They don't care about that dude. All they care about is whether or not you care about that dude. And you don't even know why you care. Here's the sad part. You ready? And this is wrong. Miles get that type of hype because Miles is colored. Miles get that type of hype because Miles is colored. If Miles was white, right? Let's call a spade a spade. If them same stories were written for because actually we've gotten these same stories before. Like, we don't need to act like that. And we didn't like them. But if Miles was white, would you like these stories? Because his ethnicity shouldn't matter. His race, which we know is not a real thing. None of that should matter. But if Miles was, because his comic book ain't doing that damn good. What's going on, Grandmaster? What's going on, Grandmaster? It ain't like his comic doing that damn good. If Miles was Caucasian, would you be crazy about the stories he's in? That's a fair question. Go ahead, Mr. The God, Richardo. Go ahead, and be honest. Because I believe, and mind you, this ain't an agree-disagree type of thing. This is just me seeing an observation video, if you will. But would you be crazy about this character if he didn't look like you? Same stories being told. Same stories. I'm gonna be honest with you. That first movie, are we really falling out about that first movie if it's two Caucasian Peter Parkers in that movie? The main character. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions because we low key act like those of us from the 70s and 80s ain't low key seen this Spider version be going on Spider-Verse. So I'm just asking questions. Everything that's going on with Miles right now, would you be just as excited about it if he didn't look like you? And if the answer is no, you wouldn't be, therein lies the problem. If the answer is no, you wouldn't be crunk about that character like that, that's fair. But just know what that is then. Okay. Then call him on it. Say, hey, man, we want some original stories about Miles. Don't. See? Thank you, Grandmaster. Yeah. Be on the message boards. The same way we were on the message boards about recast T'Challa, and we was like, listen, we not support nothing that you do. They got the hint. They understood it. They were like, oh, okay, so we don't need to be doing no Disney Plus projects? No. If T'Challa ain't in it, no. They understood what was going on with them action figures and everything like that. You see, when was those of us that buy out, I need that Shannon Sharp nope gift. Like, nope. But they understood the assignment. We've seen action figures drop how long? MCU action figures, and all they did will look like pair compare. They were the same action figure that they was giving us for the comic book versions, right? That's what they did with Letitia, with Lupita Nyong'o. We saw that. We think they wasn't paying attention. Do that for Teyonah Parris if you want to. We gonna leave, because who are they looking for to buy the black action figures? Black people. Who you think they looking for to buy that action figure of Teyonah Parris? Because they know off the rip, nobody's really messing with that Marvels line. That line can still be found in the stores, discounted. Action figure collectors know it. So what do you think they had to do? Listen, you better get Teyonah Parris's body sculpt right. Shout out, they got the Imani Vellani. They got her body sculpt right too. You better, or you're gonna lose money. Why you think out of that line, 7 action figures, 8 if you count the bath, why you think the other ones come from the comic? They only got 3 movie action figures in that line. Because they're anticipating nobody wants to Carol Danvers action figure. They're anticipating nobody is going to want the Miss Marvel action figure. They ain't putting no accessories with her. They don't even know, based off of what happened the last time they released a black action figure, what black people are going to do when it comes to Monica Rambeau. So what do? They give you Iron Man. Don't know why. They give you a Karnak. About time. They give you a Commander Rogers. What does Steve Rogers have to do with this movie? They give you Marvel Boy, Novar. Shout out to Diana Dotto. She said she'd been wanting to create her Dark Avengers and everything like that, so she wanted Novar. But as one of y'all alluded to, Novar really does look like Speed. And in my action figure collection, wow, that's a good looking action figure. Novar, no, you can give me Marvel. You can give me Marvel. But Novar, no way. Marvel honestly would have been better off expanding Miles' story from the game and brought in his own rogues gallery from there with a couple of Peter Parker cameos. Facts, agreed. Um, I personally don't find Miles to be interesting. I doubt many would support him if he was someone that didn't have iconic stories. And we know it. We know it. And this ain't that type of video to disparage those that like Miles. Like I said, I like Miles too. I do. But it does not mean I'm not aware of what they're doing with this character, what could be done better, what they're pandering to. If we think about it, it's people that don't like Miles because they're like, man, you intruding on Peter's territory. That's what they're doing. But your beef shouldn't be with the character. Your beef shouldn't be with the people that the character reminds you of. Your beef should be with the editorial department. That's who you should be beefing with. And you should be able to state like we are. We just want the character to have his own identity. That's it. I'm not opposed to him being called Spider-Man. Just take the Miles Morales off of it. I don't need that. I don't. Unless you finna give me a Peter Parker Spider-Man, do away with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Change his name. I like Anansi. I do. I'm not married to he has to be called a name of a spider from Africa. He could be called the name of a spider from Puerto Rico, the name of a spider from Mexico. I'm flexible. That dynamic between his mother and father, flip that. Make his father Puerto Rican, make his mother African American, or make his father Puerto Rican American, make his mother African American. Who's tripping on that one? You know what? Honestly, I would be here for it because we don't get enough Puerto Rican fathers in the comic books anyway. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? We don't. They're represented less than we are. So you know what? And you can say that Miles's father's last name was Miles. So when she married Miles's daddy, it became Morales. But her maiden name is Miles. See how we do that? We won't get in trouble or nothing. Miles Davis Morales. We don't get in no trouble. I'm sorry, her last name could be Davis. Miles Davis Morales. MDM. I'm looking at Monica and Karnak because I'm looking at building the next wave in the human set. Listen, I'm getting two of them. I'm getting two Monicas off the rip. I'm getting two Monicas off the rip, and I'm getting Commander Rogers because Commander Rogers, he will be my go-to Captain America. Commander Rogers will be my de facto Steve Rogers that's helping Nick Fury run my shield. But yeah. So that's gonna be my thing. I like Pete, Miguel, Ben, Kane more than Miles. And you not wrong for that. And Steezel, I might be able to say to you, that could possibly change if they just wrote the dude differently. That could you don't like him right now based on writing. We all know that's what it is. But your feelings toward the character could change if they just wrote him differently. I told my wife, I said, I don't know how to take the spot, Miles fighting the spot, when I know that's Peter's bad guy. I don't know what you want me to do with that when I know off the rip that's Peter's villain. And that is the villain that is in you actually made this villain another action figure. Who's dying for a spot action figure? In that mode. Who's dying for a spot action figure in that type of build? Because that's an animated look. That's not an MCU look. That's not a comic book look. And people ask me, say, Theo, why you didn't get that Miles? I got the kid and I got the young adult. So between the kid and the young adult, that's more realistic looking, MCU look, comic book look. I don't know why I would want an animated look. Like but I got the kid, I got the adult, I got the invisible version. I don't want an animated look. Commander Rogers' era was dope with his Secret Avengers team. Listen, when I put all them cats together, that look gonna be something serious. That look Dude coming with a translucent shield too. Oh, good God, man. That look, all them caps together. When I put my shield together, me and the wife are currently figuring out how to do a Quinjet from scratch. But when I put all my agents of shield together, shield. When I put all my agents of shield together, oh man, that's gonna be lovely. Running my shield, we're gonna have Colonel Nick Fury, we're gonna have Commander Rogers, and we're gonna have Sergeant Major Lamar Hoskins. Y'all like I did that? We're gonna have Commander Fury. We're gonna have Colonel Fury, Commander Rogers, and Sergeant Major Hoskins. That's who running my shield. That's who running my shield. I know y'all like, so you're not gonna have old girl in there. I gotta find. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I don't really like the action figure, not Natasha, but the action figure that they did for the female. I don't really like her, so I'm gonna have to do something different. But yeah, I'm gonna be the three big dogs in my shield: Commander Rogers, Colonel Nick Fury, and Sergeant Major Hoskins. That's how I'm doing it. But think about what that is, though. Think about the originality in that. All them Captain America uniforms up there. Ain't nobody up there called Captain America. All them Captain America uniforms up there. Ain't nobody called Captain America. How hard is that? That's Mr. Ray Smith right there. He in the building. But that figure represents Mr. Ray Smith. That's me. That's Lamar Hoskins. And that's Kevin from Fan Plastic Toys. Yeah, y'all see that? That's Kevin from Fan Plastic Toys. Ain't nobody up there. Nobody's code name is Captain America. Nobody. Nobody's code name is nobody. The cats that I spoke to, nobody wanted to be called Captain America. Hey, what you want the character to be called? Because no grown men. Nobody said call me Captain America. Okay, well, and everybody's an action figure collector for the most part. Kevin owns Fan Plastic Toys, so he has a toy store. Mr. Ray Smith is older than me. He got me by like 5 or 6 years. So I don't think he's taking on no other grown man's name. My grandfather, I got his last name. I know for a fact I'm not taking on no other grown man's name. That's our culture. So why say I'm taking on somebody? Never mind. I got Sam Wilson. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I got the Sam Wilson action figure. That has the Captain America suit on. Not only is that character not called Captain America, that's not even Sam Wilson. Y'all like, damn, Theo. Sam Wilson's still the Falcon on my universe. That's what we're doing. But listen, Miles Morales, when you know better, you expect better. When you know better, you expect better. This character, I like him. I can still see where he's fundamentally flawed at, though. And I think that's the thing that we become uncomfortable with doing. I could grow to love Miles, but Marvel seemed to hate good long-term storytelling for their diverse characters. Facts. I can't be mad at that at all, because no, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. There's a reason why I don't read Miles like that. I don't read Miles like that because by and large, my favorite superhero when I was growing up, aside from T'Challa, was Peter. And honestly, I had three. I had T'Challa, Peter, and Bruce. Those were the three. Peter because he looked like a nerd, T'Challa because he looked like me, and Bruce just because, I mean, damn, who really don't want to be Bruce? But I read all them damn stories though. Why would I want to read them stories again? I wasn't pressed to go see what was it, the Dark Phoenix saga, when Fox did it for the second time. I read it the first time when it first came out. I didn't read the Dark Phoenix saga in graphic novel. No, I was going to the comic book store reading that issue per issue. I saw you didn't get it right the first time around. Guess what? I had no hope you was going to get it right the second time around. I've read Miles' stories already. That's my problem. I've read Miles' stories already with Peter. I don't want to read that again. I get it if you never read those stories featuring Peter Parker, and so this is something new to you. I get it. But just understand, respect the OGs when we tell you, no, he's really is getting Peter's sloppy seconds. And then you got to ask yourself as a man, are you comfortable with that? Sam is the Falcon in my universe too. Yes, sir. Is there an ultimate Sam Wilson figure? No, honestly, I could send you the link, D. Steezel, and the closest you're going to get to an ultimate Sam Wilson figure, I believe it's at Big Bad Toy Store. I thought about getting it, but Marvel seems to keep giving me other stuff to have priorities with. But that action figure, hit me up, send me a link, whatever, I hit it to you. That Sam Wilson is like $100 something. It's the Sam Wilson action figure from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because Marvel never gave us that, but Figure Arts did. SH Figure Arts did, and that it's $100. It's $100. It's on my radar, but it's one of them things that's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Both versions were whack. The cartoon did it better than the movies. The cartoon always does it better than the movies. You know what? Shameless plug. I stopped my subscription to Disney Plus a while ago. I had, because I just wasn't interested in it like that. But you know what I got to fiending for? Damn this thing. I got to fiending for cartoons with the Avengers in it. I got to fiending for Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Hey OG, how would you like it if there was a big budget animated Black Panther film with Spider-Verse like animation? I think it's the best way we can get T'Challa back on screen. I'm not opposed to an animated story featuring T'Challa. I would just want to make sure that the story was right. So if there was a big budget animated Black Panther movie, yeah, I would be down for that. Like I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't be mad. I'm gonna sit back and read the story elements and be critical if they don't get them right. But no, I would be there for it. Absolutely, I would be. Some consider a great movie to be enough, but we need them to care in the comments, since none of these movies or show would exist without the foundation. We do need them to care in the comics. Here's what I've come to believe, and I could be wrong. Prior to the advent of social media, even going all the way back, no, I take that back. I'm gonna go all the way back to when Chadwick Boseman passed away. I don't believe when it comes to heroes of color, they believe we out here like that. I don't believe they believe we out here like that, because by and large, we don't talk about superheroes. It's not something that's it's not like that in our culture. It's not. And what winds up happening is, if you think you can make a move on somebody because you don't think they're paying attention, you're going to do it. I have seen a ground swelling of love, support, knowledge being shared when it comes to not just T'Challa, but characters of color, period. It's all over there on Twitter. It's almost like we got a base. It's almost like we got a location where we can come and talk and bounce ideas off each other and everything like that. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh, they are talking. So they paying attention now. So to me, it needs to, and the biggest problem, the biggest deterrent to this can be those of us that want to act like we know, but we don't know. That's to me, that would be the biggest issue with that. But when we come together by and large and show them, no, we out here in these streets, we read these comments, you're not gonna be able to pull no dumb stuff over us. When we sit up here and say that, and we ain't gotta keep going back and forth with those that look like us but don't know what we know, they sit back and they're like, oh, they know what they're talking about. I was telling somebody the other day, and I'm just gonna bring these down for a second. I was talking to my man Aaron the Big Word Brinkley. I was talking to him. One of the things that upset me when I was talking to when a brother had an issue with my action figures was that the brother went live on my page and he did it. And when I say he went on the page and did it, you inbox me and everything like that. That's fine. We make it do what it do. You inbox me. Give me 1 second. So one of the things that bothered me last weekend when the brother went on my page and basically had an issue with the action figures that didn't look like him was that, first of all, he's an older brother. So I thought he would have been smarter than that because I'm trying to build a brand. I would have thought he would have kept his biasness, his prejudices to himself and not put that on my brand. But he did it. Try and talk to him again. No, he wants to be biased. He wants to be bigoted on my page. You can't do that. Here was the thing that disappointed me as well. Those of us that collect action figures in the 70s and 80s, my black geek circle was in the comics, sports and music. Yes, sir. You know what's crazy? My circle, I'm friends with on Facebook. I'm doing what my circle talked about doing when we were in high school reading comics. That circle don't support me. That lets me know a lot. We say we want to do a lot in our community. We say we want to wish each other well in our community. Got questions. Entertainment culture. My Mr. Fantastic live action would be great. I want to see that. I believe that. I believe that when you say it, because you say that with your chest. So I believe that. How are you doing, Theo? Chat. Did you discuss the Tanakh debacle? Not yet. I'm trying to, cause it's fairly new. I kind of like to sit back before I just, throw out there with some sensational news, sensationalism and everything like that. But you know me, I believe in equal energy. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So that's as far as I'm gonna go with the Tanakh debacle right now. But I'm waiting for further news to develop. But what I can say to you is based off of what I know right now, I do believe in equal energy. Does entertainment culture mean Mr. Terrific? Let me see. He might. Mr. Terrific. He might. He said Mr. Terrific. Okay, that's what he meant. We need him. Boy, look, never mind. I'm gonna go to the Mr. Holt. I'm gonna go to the Michael Holt thing and the Mr. Terrific. Here's what got me. I just wish more people my age or younger were actually in love with comics, but I keep seeing a lot of us fake people. Though there are young people that do care if you know where to look. There are people that care, but what's one of the things in our culture? Loud. We like to be seen. We like to be popular. Knowledge, credibility. That's not necessarily required. We just want to be popular. So to your point, yes, I do. This was my issue with the brother because I want to make sure I'm gonna stay on topic and then come over to Mr. Terrific conversation. Any action figure collector, regardless of who they are, know certain things when they see certain things. He don't like this action figure. You ain't got to like her. Liking her is not a prerequisite. Every action figure, everybody that collects action figures. I ain't gotta say nothing. Not gonna say nothing. But if you collect action figures, you know. His prejudice, his bigotry was more important than that. See, I was trying to send a message because, see, as a person in this industry, it's not enough for me to know because of how I look. I understand that, don't like it, but I get it. I also have to show that I know. Well, as an action figure collector, this action figure says a lot, regardless of how you feel. That action figure says a lot. This action figure says a lot. Whether you like her or not, if you collect action figures and you see somebody that looks like me has these two action figures up on the wall, you're looking at me a little bit differently. You're like, if you see them two action figures on the wall along with this action figure, you're looking at me a little bit differently. You like somebody like me, because you're not expecting somebody that look like me to have those action figures, not them three. You're not expecting me, somebody look like me, had them action figures. You're expecting somebody like me that look like me to have this action figure. That's cool. That's cool. But you would also be expecting somebody that didn't look like me to have this action figure. But now, what does it say for somebody who looks like me to have those 4 action figures on my wall? Because it's people that don't look like me that ain't got them 4 action figures on the wall. Okay, what that one say? Okay, I'm gonna keep this going. What that one say? What you say? What you say, Christopher Bay? Where did I get Jessica? Whether you like these action figures or not, the fact that I got them and action figure collectors know what I know, what they know. I mean, it says a lot. Why would you only have black action figures? Makes no sense. Makes no sense to me either. I because what ain't Reed Richards T'Challa's best friend? Like, how do I do that? How do I have T'Challa down talking to Baz? You know what I'm saying? And Reed ain't there. Didn't Baz look at Reed and say, "Hey, you this your dog? This your boy? Yeah, you standing for him? Yeah, okay." So you know if I rain hell down on him, you gonna catch it too. Reed like it's all good. That's my dog. So the goddess is telling you that if she kill him, she gonna kill you too, and you stand there with your chest out like it's good. That's my dog. That's what he said. Um, facts, Christopher Bates. It says you like superheroes that rarely get that rarely get figures. Now watch this one. And he know this. The dude knows this. The dude knows this. And I be trying to give people opportunities. I'm like, okay, I see you feel some type of way. I'm gonna explain something to you. Let me know how you feel. Okay, cool. You would have thought a brother, a brother, regardless of how he felt, a brother that's into collecting action figures. You would have thought a brother. We around about the same age, older than me a little bit. You would have thought that brother, regardless of how he feel about anything, everything, anyone, anything, would have just sat back and said, "Bro, I salute you, bro." Because regardless of whether I like them action figures or not, as I've said before, Mr. Ray Smith has action figures. I'm not a fan of, but I gotta salute the fact that he got them. D Steve, D Real, he's got action figures that I'm not a fan of. I gotta salute the fact that he got them. because I can see the worth in them. I can see the authenticity in them. I can see the detail in them, regardless of whether I get them or not. Same thing with my brother Aaron, the Big Word Brinkley. Same thing. Same thing. What we do is we let our bigotries and our prejudices get in the way of supporting one another because we don't know how to stand up and be proud for one another. Hey, I see what you did. I wouldn't have did it, but I see what you did. They keep us divided, keep us stupefied. So you can pass stuff like Miles Morales off to us, and we'll have conversations, debates, arguments about everything except the right thing. They didn't care from day one. You got to go back to day one if you want to get him right. Having conversations after the fact about things that took place after the fact, that's not going to help this character evolve into what this character can become. A character that truly represents two ethnic groups, two demographics, two different groups of people, if that's what you're trying to do. A character that can be long-lived and be a character that my granddaughter talks about, because yes, I do have a granddaughter, that my granddaughter talks about to her sons or her grandchildren, daughters, when she gets to be that age. That's what true representation does. It's longevity. I got more than a few Carol Danvers. Listen, if you got that Carol Danvers, and you know what I'm talking about, that body mold. If you got that Carol Danvers, you got the best one. Because ain't nobody really messing with them Carol Danvers from the MCU. But them Carol Danvers from Marvel Comics, those Marvel Legends, not the one that Toy Biz put out, not the one with the ball joints. The ones, oh my God. Send a message on how to get me one of those Gamora. Ooh, I will. I definitely will. And because I ain't gonna act like that, because I know where I'm at, and I'm assuming everybody better than me. I know you like, Theo, what I mean. I know where I'm at financially, and I'm assuming each and every last one of y'all better than me financially. So if I got her, I know you can get her. It's just, here we go. Real talk on the Gamora, she rare. That's a hard find. She was a what is it? EB exclusive or whatever. She came out in the 5-pack. It's hard to even find her for resale. Like it's hard to find somebody selling her, and when you do find somebody selling her, they want one plus. They want one plus. They want one plus. Now, what I would say to you is this is great, is that rather than paying the price that you would have to pay for this Jessica Drew, you don't need that. Go to Hasbro Pulse right now. Go to look for the Skrull Queen 2-pack. The only thing that they changed is the upper torso. It's the same upper torso as far as size. They just changed the curvature on it. She looks, her upper torso looks more like this now. It's still out there. They just don't have the indentation right here, which is what they would have on this particular action figure. And on that particular action figure, they don't have the curvature, the indentation, the cleavage, for lack of better terminology. They don't have the cleavage, but it's the same figure aside from the upper torso. If you haven't gotten a Skrull, if you haven't gotten a Super Skrull, I think that package goes for 40. That 2-pack goes for $49.99. My advice to you, if you don't have a Jessica Drew action figure and you want one, go get that 2-pack. It comes with the Jessica Drew head and everything like that. It comes with the Skrull Queen head. Yes, it does come with some accessories for the Super Skrull. That would be my advice to you. That way you're not spending any change. In regards to the Gamora, I don't even know what to tell you because they're basing the figure more than like it's Hasbro. So Zoe Saldana, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. They have more action figures built like her than the comic book version of Gamora. So you can, if you Google Gamora action figure, that's what you're gonna come across, and that's not it. And then in regards to this particular Gamora and everything like that, the people that's got are not trying to sell it. Like, I'm gonna be dead ass at you with the people that's got that action figure, they not selling her. They not. They just, it's on the low. So and I don't know what's Marvel Legends sense of urgency is to re-release that figure. You would have thought we'd have got something like that during this last Guardians movie and everything like that, but they didn't do that. You saw the Gamora that they gave you. So what I would say is this, and this is what I urge everybody that's just like the Psylocke with light up Psyblight. Yes. I'm mad because I just wound up getting a Psylocke. It wasn't a Psylocke that I wanted, but I wasn't gonna pay. Yeah, Psylocke rare. She is. I got Psylocke in the black uniform when she was in the 3-pack with Nimrod. That's the Psylocke that I got and everything like that. Because the one in the blue costume, one of the things I be telling people, get the action figure you like, get the character that you like. You ain't got to pay them absorbent amount of prices because somebody else did. If you just want the character and you're good with the particular representation of that character, that action figure could be $5. You got the character. That's all you care for. You ain't trying to do nothing for nobody else. But I just knew, to your point, Mr. Bates, that and Gray, that it would say a lot as far as me being taken seriously as someone who's going to critique action figures, purchase action figures, recommend action figures, watch superhero movies, read the comic books. I know what it says, not to those who look like me, because y'all rocking with me. I know what it says to someone who would be critical. They'd be like, that dude got, bro, I ain't even got Gamora. I also came up on Bishop with the quick draw action. That's a great purchase. I got the Bishop action figure and everything like that. He's over here. As I told my wife did a fabulous job with the room. This is her and our room. She has her cricket stuff on the other wall, sewing machine, embroidery stuff on the other wall. So we kind of like got the room in half. She came through and everything, organized some stuff. It's like I told her today, if I need to find an action figure, I'm reaching here, or here. And since she's reorganized the room, organized it, now I can actually, so action figures are here, here, and here. So got that Bishop. I don't think I got the Bishop quick draw. I know I do have the Bishop, the one in the his blue costume and everything like that. I do have the Marvel Legend for that one. But I do have that. Psylocke, Gamora, Jessica Drew +3. Yep. I got Psylocke. I got just you see, I also came up on Bishop. So yeah, it's one of the things. Any of y'all that live in New York City, there's a used books music collectible spot on West 45th that sells some hot superhero action figures. Mr. Martin, you you can't say that and you're not gonna be up in there because you know the Rock With Me Nation, we have to work out some PayPal, Cash App. We have to exchange some addresses because they could be sitting on some figures where we be like this. I can do something with that. That's something else when it comes to action figures. Shout out to Diana Dotto and everything like that. I bought 4 of these. I got 4 of these. 4. I'm not into Moonstone like that. One of the things that myself, I've urged Mr. Ray Smith said, you know, he thanks me for it because he used to do it. Now he's back doing it again. Customization purposes. It's called Book Off. I find most of mine at Book Nook in Atlanta. Hey, y'all, okay. All right. Y'all gonna mess around. Listen, let's not have it where we got a group chat on Facebook Messenger where when you step in these stores, now you got to make a phone call. Now you got to start turning your camera around because you don't know who might be interested in what they got where you at. So, okay, all right. It's the Rock With Me Nation for a reason. I've been started that group on Facebook, the Rock With Me Nation Facebook group, chat group. Hey, we in here. I'm gonna give this dude a shout out. Did not know he collected action figures. I didn't. I know he's a super cool dude. And when I say super cool dude, from what I gather from him being a rapper back in the day, but Kwame has a toy channel. Kwame the rapper. I did not have any idea that Kwame was in the action figure. I just look lonely. I don't buy. I told y'all I don't have the willpower to keep them. You don't have the willpower to keep them in the box. And man, we don't be doing that. That Bishop in that red outfit would be dope. It would. Yeah, Kwame in the box. Listen, Mr. Martin, as I said to I want to think it's Critical Thinker. Most of my action figures are not in the box. I'm not that collector. Most of my action figures are for picture purposes, posing purposes. Boxes, I'm not that guy. Background dioramas, yeah, I'm very much into that. But somebody having what am I keeping it? This is the question that I've asked. What am I, if I like the action figure and I want hands-on experience with the action figure, who am I keeping it in the box for? You, not you specifically, but you or me? My dream, my goal, I haven't gotten into figure collecting yet, but I do know my figures will be Moon Girl and Cyclops from 2013, Uncanny X-Men. I got Cyclops. I don't think I have a Moon Girl though. I don't have a Moon Girl, and I know I don't have a Squirrel Girl either. I'm not interested in squirrels. But what I will say is this: my goal, what I wanted to ultimately do, and I'm gonna come back to Miles Morales and everything like that. I wanted to build a giant diorama starting with a Wakandan set that had the Wakandas. Shout out to Hasbro for getting us the High Toots Zadaze. Wish you would have did a better job with the accessories. You owe us for that one. But I just saw that Gamora at Ray Smith. She's not. I just know what it says. You have no choice but to take me seriously as a action figure collector with them action figures. You might not want to. You might not want to. You might, man, you really don't. And if I lean back like this, well, no, that's me leaning back with it. If I lean back like that, I know what them two right above my head, with them two, the two boxes at the very top. You might not like me. You might not like what I stand for. You might not like who I look like. You don't have a choice but to take that seriously. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When it comes to Gamora, Gray, what I would tell you is this: when it comes to Gamora, either be satisfied with any Gamora you see, or be prepared to spend some change. And when I say spend some change, first be prepared to look long and hard for that particular Gamora, and then be prepared to spend some change. You have the figures to assemble that Ultimates team with T'Challa, Blue Marvel, Captain. And I love being able to say that. I told my wife, I said, I can damn near reproduce any comic book cover. I know what that says. I know what that, and mind you, some of it is just for show, but I know what it shows. It shows that I take, whether it's collecting action figures, I take it seriously. Talking about comic books, I take it seriously. Video games, I take it seriously. Movies, I take it seriously. Cartoons, I take it seriously. Customizing, I take it seriously. When it comes to comic book characters, superhero characters, yeah, Galactus, I did. You know what I said to my wife? And I believe this with all sincerity. First of all, we work. Me and my wife got a goal. It's something that we're working towards and everything like that. As far as being able to generational wealth in our family, where our children can go forward, our grandchildren can go forward, and they not have to worry about anything. That's the mission that we're on between what she does and what I do. that Galactus will come. And you gotta look for him. He'll show up. If I gotta buy him, he won't hurt my pocket like that. But I have that Galactus. Low key, I keep saying low key. Low key, I have that Sentinel. 2. It'll come. Won't be no problem. Priorities. They'll drop an Avengers Quinjet next year. They will. They will. Don't know how. We'll have money for that. And I will be able to do something that's been a dream of mine for the past 2 to 3 years. Because it's going to require that me and my wife have a house too. I would be able to create one of the largest dioramas, period. And it's going to feature Wakanda. We talking about the Djalia. We talking about the Golden Palace. We talking about where Baz talk to T'Challa at. We talking about all that. That's my goal. I'm not giving up on it. Ain't thinking about what somebody else got going on with the action figures and everything like that. That way I can tell my stories of Earth 21 and I make it do what it do. Tell him, Mr. Smith, that's what the Rock With Me Nation is all about. We share. When I say sharing is caring, I really meant that. When I said rock with those who rock with you, I really meant that. What we do, it has to be you being able to talk, communicate with people that are interested in the same things that you're interested in and don't get caught up on the differences. That's how you grow. That is how you grow. This Mr. Ray Smith is responsible for me getting this one. Who this is, Mr. Smith? The Rock With Me Nation. Who this is, Mr. Smith? Go on, let the people know. Who is this, Mr. Smith? Who we gonna make this be, Mr. Smith? Who we gonna change this to, Mr. Smith, so that we can have Wakanda represented properly? Vibraxis. I wish I had kept my comments in better condition in terms of sellability. Sometimes it ain't for sale, man. Sometimes it's just for you. I got a whole bunch of comic books down here. They for me. And I look at it like, looking forward to seeing a neon purple techno organic jungle. See, that's where my wife come in at. My wife got that skill set. The only thing I can do is like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. My wife is the one to come in with the detail and the lights because she's going to be the one to put lights on here. I don't have that. I don't have that in me. My wife does that. So she's going to jazz this whole thing up. She said to me this morning, I said, I'm loving the fact that we're in our new home. And she looked at me, she said, and you ain't saying nothing yet. Wait till I get finished with it. And the look came across her face, was like she was possessed. I said, okay. I get it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a neon purple. So yeah, this we be on some whole. We recommend action figures to each other. I know. That's Manifold though. I know what you see now. But that's Manifold. See that hoodie right there? See that? That's a nice little hoodie right there. Yeah, that's Manifold. I know. It don't look like it. Gonna be. I want to use my carpentry skills to do a Golden Palace you can fold out as a background. If I can build speaker boxes, I think I can pull it off. Kamoyo, you need to send me a friend request if we're not friends on Facebook. I think it's something that with what you just said, I think it's something you'd be very, very interested in being a part of. We talking about generational wealth, and we need more people that think like you do, i.e. 3D and 4-dimensional. So I ain't saying, I'm just saying like you. And that's the other thing. We like doing stuff like this. And it's because we like doing stuff like this that we're able to look at Miles Morales and throw a flag on the play. We like Miles Morales. We're not mad at Miles Morales because they want to say he represents two demographics. That's not it. We're not mad at Miles Morales because his name is Spider-Man and anything. That's not what it is. We want Miles Morales to stand on his own. I remember using the styrofoam packing boombox that came in Craft for my superheroes back in the day. Yes, My wife is definitely someone on that. Actually, I didn't know anything about it. Diana Dotto told me about the Dremel, but she said don't use the Dremel if you don't have to. Use a flathead or a screwdriver because that's better. Then my wife comes along and she recommends an X-Acto knife. So flight stands. Flight stand assembly kit. Flight stand assembly kit. Put the shield on the back of Cap's, on Cap's back when they don't have that little peg insert thing when for the straps. Glue dots. All I'm saying is shout out to my man Gabbo from Machiavelli Media too. Make sure I stay on top. What's going on? What's going on, K? That's my dog right there, K Dot. K Dot, man. I want to do something with you, man. When we talk about Darkest Night, the comic book series. Like, I don't think I can talk to nobody else about Darkest Night. Like, I want to do something with you when it comes to Darkest Night, on that whole comic book series, all the issues and everything like that. I want to link up with you about that because I believe that would be exciting. But whose head will you use for the soon-to-be Manifold? That's a great question. So the SPD Red Ranger, Power Ranger, Hasbro Pulse. He comes with locks. That will be the guy that I use as far as Manifold's head. I'm just going to paint like a band right here. But here's what I'm going to tell you the problem was, and I had to figure this out. It's this. It's got to be extended. Free cheat code. I'm looking at it, trying to figure out what to do. A straw. Get a straw because you figure you're inserting it into the headpiece of the action figure. That's not working right here. So that's why it sits right here. But a straw to put over this, right? Because you don't want that straw too tall. You don't want it too long. A straw, I would say use clear fingernail polish on it. Make sure it hardens it. Then put some black fingernail polish on it, color it and everything like that. Spray it. I got my spray over there and everything like that to keep the stuff in. And sit that here because all you wanted to do is turn from left to right. There will be no looking up. There will be no looking down. Left to right. That'll be your Manifold. You need to reach that issue. Listen, man. I need you to look, boy. Darkest Night. Oh my man, listen. I got every issue, and that when Jeff Johns said he wanted to do a horror series in DC, he did that. He did that. Damn anything else that came before or after. That series is nice. That series is tight. I need to listen. I don't know who you need to talk to, but anybody that read the Darkest Night series in DC Comics, they will tell you that was one of the best. I don't know any Crisis series. Well, Final Crisis might. Final Crisis might because of what they was doing with the Lightning Saga. But the Darkest Night, that was a nice series. When's the next episode, man? Byron, we gonna do the next episode. You know, we always got those what a week it was Wednesdays. So that'll be the next one. If you're talking about when the next episode is when we're going to do the Earth 421. What I was working on was the Killmonger story, because as I said before, it's hard work to compensate for bad writing. So what I'm working on right now is trying to, and I think I've come up with it, a way to reconcile Njobu, Scion, so that we can get Killmonger back on the right track and get him up out the Dejaya, because I don't know what that is. But yeah, so because our story, because you're part of it, our story takes place shortly after Endgame. So I want to make sure I keep that going and everything like that. Tell them stories like it's supposed to be. I'm just starting out, but y'all are inspiring me right now. Man, listen, and that's what it's about. And I give Mr. Ray Smith shout out, definitely Gabbo from Machiavelli Media, because he came and hollered at me right after Chadwick Boseman passed away, because he was like, I want somebody that's, I want to talk to somebody that loves this character as much as I do. And he didn't feel that love from any other YouTuber. That says a lot, because I wasn't where I'm at right now, but he didn't feel that love, that passion for that knowledge of for T'Challa. He didn't feel that from any other YouTuber, and he went round looking. So just think about that for a second. He went round looking, and I know he asked one specific YouTuber. So, so he came to me and everything like that, and then it's just a matter of talking. And in talking like this, you get like, oh, there are a whole bunch of us that like reading comics and everything like that. And then talking to my man Aaron. Aaron is in the action figure, so you spin that like, oh, it's another brother that like talking action figure, because Aaron is getting ready to open up his own action figure store. My man Gabbo used to talk comics and everything, but he does talk more about Tupac and everything like that. His favorite guy is Captain America. He was recommending stuff with me to do as far as like action figure. He's the one that recommended the glue dots to me. Like, yo, look, big bro, you ain't got to be doing all that drilling. It's gonna be a time and place for that, man. But them glue dots are what you would have get you by when you ain't got to do all that drilling. Diana Dotto. When I say I want to customize action figures, Diana Dotto is responsible for Griot Shorty. Diana Dotto and my wife are responsible for her, because Diana Dotto told me the pieces to use because I sent her the picture that I wanted to use to represent Shorty. So she told me the pieces to use, told me what to paint to get. My wife was like, because I said I can't paint, my hand's not steady enough. My wife was like, the devil is a lie. We're gonna get you some acrylic paint pens. Acrylic paint pens. Let me say this one more time. Acrylic paint pens. And yes, they make them in fine point and regular point. I got all the colors in both points. But I do see my wife bought me some paintbrushes. She's like, no, sooner or later you're going to have to use a paintbrush. So all of that. And I take that information and I share it. D-Real, I'll tell you that when I saw this thing, when I saw that Black Panther on sale, not on sale, but when I saw that Black Panther was out for purchase, I hit like 3-4 people up. I said, hey, y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all, it costs a pretty penny. Y'all jumping on it. My wife called Aaron the Big Word Brinkley up. My birthday was coming around. She said, hey, what you think I should get my husband for my birthday? Aaron, like, I just got off the phone with him. He low-key was talking about such and such and so and so. Next thing you know, we share information around here. We really, really do. That arc should have been adapted for Cap too. These are one of my favorite Rangers to bring. One of the most underrated X-Men is the bitches. Yes, absolutely. I've done it's stuff that I was doing. Like, I already have my sync. Now, because they've given us the Monet, I probably got a sync on the way that Hasbro is just gonna give me, so I ain't gotta customize a sync. But when I customized my first Hattuts Zaze, who I now call the White Tiger, the male White Tiger, Hector Ayala, because Marvel, shortly after that, 2 months after I made my White Tiger, Marvel come around here with a whole damn. My bad. Shortly after I made my custom Hattuts Zaze, y'all be like, damn, Theo, you made a custom. Right after I made my custom Hattuts Zaze, I told y'all, when it comes to action figures, I either reach to the front, the back, the right, the left, or the right. Right after I made my custom Hattuts Zaze, here come Hasbro. Here come Hasbro. I want to say about 4 months later. I'm in my feelings. Actually, no, I'm not. I was like, man, I appreciate y'all, because that was sure going to take a lot of work. Good God Almighty Jesus. Then I was like, well, maybe this could be Hunter. Diana Dotto was like, he too small to be Hunter. I was like, you right. So what I got to do now? Now I got to go find a green necklace, a green tiger necklace, to put this over this dude's neck so he can be Hector Ayala, old girl's uncle. So I have 2 or 3 white tigers walking around. But that's what I got to do because Hasbro did me like, that's dirty as hell. That was dirty. That was dirty. That was dirty. That was dirty. That was dirty as hell. Because I'm telling you. Four months later. 4 months later. Ain't even do me the solid, just holler at me or nothing. I'm finna go. I'm gonna be dropping a video later on tonight. Man, shout out to Valorverse. Good God Almighty Jesus. So Valorverse had their Joe Fair. We gonna keep the party rolling? I'm gonna keep the party rolling. Cause y'all need to go check out Valorverse. Y'all tell them Theo sent you. From I Ain't Saying, I'm Just Saying. Y'all go over to Valorverse. Y'all make sure y'all put it in there, Valorverse, put it in your Google and everything like that. Good God of my good. Listen here. If you like the action figures that Hasbro is giving you from G.I. Joe, and you absolutely should. What Valorverse got going on right now is crazy as hell to me. Y'all tell them I sent you. Tell them Theo from I Ain't Saying, I'm Just Saying sent you. Listen, they action figure collection, they getting ready to drop Series 5. If you were in the military, they got ghillie suits for Arctic and desert and jungle. We know what the ghillie suits are. They got them. They got the ghillie suits. They got the desert, the desert steel brigade. They got the Arctic steel brigade action figure. They got stuff they dropping for the female action figures, like promo code who the hell is in Jobu. That's why I need y'all to go over there, because I'm trying to get that promo code for real. Like, I need them to know. I need them to know for real. Like, brothers finna start coming over there, because I really don't think we really F with Valorverse like that, because we really don't know about Valorverse like that. But I'm telling you right now, if you like, and they drop prices. What the hell? The dude stood up. They said, I get it. I understand stuff going on. Companies been raising prices. You know what? We at that point, well, based on our supply and demand, we're going to have to adjust our prices too. $12.99 for the accessory pack. No, my dog say $11.99. Bump that. He dropped prices on everything. He dropped prices on action figures. He dropped prices on accessory packs. He dropped prices on what he already had in stock and everything like that. Like, what company you know, because we see Hasbro cutting back on accessories. They drop prices. He's passing his savings on to the people that put him in position to succeed. That's how you grow your customer base. That is how you grow your customer base. So, couple of Valorverse action figures yesterday. So when y'all get off here with me, I'm finna go. I'm hungry, so I gotta do something. When y'all get off this Valorverse, y'all go to Valorverse and everything like that. Y'all check them out. Matter of fact, hold on, because I'm talking to y'all live. I want to make sure I tell y'all which video to check. I don't want to tell y'all nothing wrong. Tell y'all the video that I checked out to get everything in regards to that Valorverse that I was looking at. The Valorverse, I want to make sure y'all look at the right Valorverse video. So the video that I checked out yesterday, it was the panel presentation, Valorverse. So when you go to Valorverse, it's the panel presentation, and it's 36 minutes and 27 seconds long. That's how long the video is. Y'all tell them Theo sent you and everything like that. Y'all go check it out. Y'all are going to love the stuff that the guy has. The presentation was very, very nice. I followed them on IG last time. You mentioned, yes, listen. Y'all know me. I ain't finna act like that. It's whether you like it or not, but if you like G.I. Joe action figures, if you're looking to do something with S.H.I.E.L.D., because you know we don't have enough S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and everything like that, and you want to flesh out your military figures, I gotta give it up for Valaverse. I gotta give it up for Valaverse. I gotta give it up to them, what they're doing as far as females and everything. Hey, and I'm gonna say this. I feel what you're doing with the troops. I do. And I love it. And this is what I'm saying to the guy from Valaverse. I love what you're doing with the troop bill. You look out for me. You look out for me and mine. You got two head sculpts. You ain't just saying we don't want to be troops. So I get that. And that's regardless of whether we female or whether we male. So I love you. Thank you. I appreciate all that. If I could get just another brother or sister, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I see you represent the Asian community. You threw that action figure out there. Great looking action figure and everything like that. I wish Rollout would have had a little bit of something like that. But I need a brother that ain't bald. Remember, I did a video. What is Diana's Instagram? Weapons Hex. Weapon Hex. I want to make sure I tell you that correctly. Diana's Instagram is Weapon Hex. That's make sure I get that right. Weapon Hex Customs. So I'm gonna do this right here. I have the ability to type this in here. So Weapon Hex Customs. I think that's it. Weapon Hex Customs. Yes, you go check her out. She does some great work on there. Yeah, just a couple of veterans on Valaverse. I followed them on IG. What is Diana's and sure got that? You can make a trip figure with that dude though. You can. It'd be one of them things where it's like, and I see this is the thing, and I'm saying this with every Valaverse action figure that I got. Here's what I'm looking at, because I have so many, so many, and this is one of the benefits of collecting action figures. I have so many head sculpts of us that there's no such thing as I can't exchange a head sculpt. You need to know. I mean, I really don't care that, you know, if you ain't got the action figure looking like us, if you just gave the action figure a helmet, as far as I'm concerned, that's me, because I got the extra head sculpt to make that do that. So yeah, so y'all check that out and everything like that. I'm about to go, but y'all go make sure y'all go hit up that video from Valaverse. Like I said, it is it is 30-something minutes long. It's their panel. And the reason why I say go over there is no different than when it comes to comic books. By and large, to a degree, they do stuff for us because we got to acknowledge them. But don't think we interested. So when we show them, no, it's a whole bunch of brothers and sisters out here buy action figures. What's good? Then like, oh, so y'all, yeah, we out here. What's good? Theo told us come over here and holler at you. You say you got some action figures and everything like that. What's good? You're like, oh, nobody, because Boog is over there on ACBA and everything like that. Boog, they not, you know, they need to see us out there so they know we interested. That's my time. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Thank you so much, Mr. Bates, and everything like that. I do have videos being dropped today. Legends of Wakanda, Cantu, and Cantu. So y'all check that.